Hi, it's Mrs. Pope, and today we're going to be talking about writing equations, linear equations. Notice this is part one. We have three parts that we're going to do with writing equation. I've broken it down into three different mini lessons. So our goal for this one is to write equations in slope-intercept form. So this is slope-intercept form. I'm sure you've seen it. You should be familiar with it. Y is equal to mx plus b. We'll use this all year and next year and pretty much the rest of your algebra life. You'll be using slope-intercept form. So m is the slope, b is the y-intercept. This means this is how steep the line is, and the y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis, since it's the y-intercept. So the ordered pair here would be 0, b. So if this said 7, then the ordered pair would be 0, 7. That means this line crosses where x is 0 and y is 7, so just straight up 7 on the x-axis. So we need to be able to write equations of lines in this form. So example 1, if the slope of a line is negative 2/3 and the y-intercept is 0, 6, write the equation of the line. Well, this one is pretty self-explanatory, but when we're writing equations, we always want to write down our slope and our y-intercept, because then we can just plug them in. So our slope, they told us, was negative 2/3. Our y-intercept, 0, 6, that means it crosses the y-axis at 6, so our b is 6. So our equation is simply y is equal to the slope plus the y-intercept. And that would be the equation for the line. So if we were to graph this, either in our graphing calculator, or if we were to use this to make a table of x, y values, either way, you could plug in x values, calculate it, get out y's, and get a whole bunch of ordered pairs, and you plot them on a line. This would be the equation for that line. This would be the slope. It would be a negatively sloped line, meaning it would be slanted down, and it would go through the y-intercept, or the y-axis at 6. So let's look at some more examples. Example 2, I'm telling you, same thing, these are all lines, of course. The slope is equal to 5 for this line, and the line passes through 2, negative 3. So we want to write the equation in slope-intercept form. So we're still using y equals mx plus b. So we need an m and we need a b to be able to write our equation. Well, they gave us an m, our m is 5, but they didn't give us a b. What they did give us is an x and a y. If it passes through a point on this line, then that point, 2, negative 3, that is an x and a y ordered pair. So if I call this x and this y, I could plug all of these things in. I have a y, I have an m, I have an x, and all I would be left looking for would be b. And isn't that great? Because that's what I need. So let's try to plug everything in and see if we can isolate and get b by itself. So y, which is negative 3, is equal to m, which is 5, times x, which is 2, plus b. So notice I just have y equals mx plus b. There's my slope, my y, my x, and my y-intercept, which I don't know yet, but I can figure it out. So negative 3 is going to be equal to 10 plus b. And then if we need to get rid of the 10, we can just subtract 10 from both sides. So negative 3 minus 10 is equal to 10 minus 10 plus b. Those go away. Negative 3 minus 10 would be negative 13. So now I know b. Once you have your m and your b, then you can simply write the equation. Y is equal to mx plus b. And notice I wrote minus 13. Technically it's plus negative 13, but you won't see two signs written like that when we're doing algebra. Instead of writing plus negative, we just turn that into minus. So I know the formula says plus b, but if it's a negative, it's going to end up being plus negative, which just simplifies to minus. All right. Example 3. This line passes through the points 6, negative 2, and 5, 8. So we want to write the equation in y equals mx plus b. Well, heck, they didn't give us anything. They didn't give us an m, they didn't give us a b. So we have to do some work here. We have everything we need, we just have to do some work. So our step 1 is going to be to find the slope. We need an m. So we're going to find the slope using the 2 points. And remember from before, to find the slope, there's a formula, which I'm sure you know by now. M is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And here we have x1, y1, x2, y2. So we would plug those in to find our slope. So m equals 8 minus negative 2 over 5 minus 6. 8 minus negative 2 would be 8 plus 2 because of the double negative. So then we would have 10. 5 minus 6, of course, is negative 1. So our slope is negative 10. So we have a slope. Great. We still need a y-intercept. Well, we can do just like we did before. You have a slope and you have a point. It doesn't matter which point you use. You can choose either one. Let's stick with one that doesn't have any negatives. Let's stick with 5, 8. And we're going to make that our x and our y for y equals mx plus b. So we're going to take y equals mx plus b, and we're going to plug in everything we have. We're going to use this one. So I'm going to say 8 for my y is equal to my slope, negative 10. My x that goes with 8 is 5 plus b. 8 is equal to negative 50 plus b. Let's add 50 to both sides. 58 is equal to b. So my y-intercept is 58. Now you're ready to write your equation. You have a slope and a y-intercept. So the equation, y equals negative 10x plus 58. That means this line crosses the y-axis at 58, and the slope of this line is negative 10. Great, that's all we have for this today. Thanks for watching, and remember, you are responsible for your own learning.